Yeah, we on the GGN News Network hanging out with the Iceman, and we want you to never stop believing in your dreams, man. Because if we can make it, shit, you can make it, man. Don't stop believing. We rolling? As we should be. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the GGN show. I'm your host with the most, Finding Nemo, aka Nemo Hoes. And today on my show, how could I say this? I got one of the greatest fighters of all time, one of the greatest sluggers of all time. You understand me? I mean, Mr. Get To It and Do It, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. What up, Chuck?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Happy to have you on the show, man. Been a fan for many years, watching you kick ass and do your thing and represent, you know what I'm saying, for many years in the UFC world. And the commercials you're doing now is just outrageous, man. We love that shit.
Those AutoZone commercials are hilarious,
Who
man.
came up with those?
You know, they sent me the creative on that, and I'm like, man, I got to do these commercials. This is awesome. It was a lot of fun.
They got you looking like a straight superhero on there.
Oh, yeah. You know, we got to watch him drive that truck up there, to blow that thing up, too. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a great look for you, man. That's a great look considering all the great things that you did in that octagon. Like, when you first got into the mixed martial arts fighting, what was your goal? Was it to just be a champion, or was it just to be a great fighter?
I wanted to be a champion. I want to be the best in the world. That was my goal from the start.
When it started, was it based on weight, or was it? Because I remember watching early on and watching Gracie. He would fight people that was 30 times bigger than him. It
started with no weight class. By the time I got there, they had 3 weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
They had heavyweight, light heavyweight, and I think middleweight.
Mm-hmm.
They've had quite a few weight classes now, but yeah, it started with no weight class, and then it went to.
So what weight did you fight at?
Light heavyweight, 205.
But how did you get your start in UFC? Was it because I know when it first popped on the scene, it was a lot of people jumping in. How did you get your start?
You know, I kind of got lucky. The promoter of one of my kickboxing promoters wanted to throw a couple mixed fights on his card in Vegas. And he knew I was a wrestler in college, so he's like, "Do you want to do a mixed fight?" I said, "You know, sure." I started training, doing a little jiu-jitsu, and went and fought for him. And I wound up. I mean, the guy never even made a legit attempt to take me down. Really, I kicked him in the head, knocked him dead.
How old was you when that happened?
28.
Oh, you was a monster. You was a monster in that ring and didn't even know it. He didn't want to fuck with you. He was scared of you and didn't want to say it.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, then someone asked me, "Do you want to be in the UFC?" And I said, "Sure. I mean, let me do it. Can you get me in?" "Yeah, I'm in." So went and fought. It was UFC 17. It was.
Oh, that's the first one that you was in?
First one I fought in, yeah.
And who'd you fight against?
Noe Hernandez. And then I was talking about being a wrestler at that weigh-ins. Mm-hmm. So Peretti comes to me and he's all, "Hey," because he thought I was a striker, and I think he liked the other guy. He's a boxer, and he said, "Hey, if you want to come back to UFC, you better keep this on its feet." In the back, this is the promoter telling me, "Hey, you better keep it on the feet." I'm like, "Well, I was planning on keeping it on the feet, but okay, no problem."
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. But so yeah, I went out and actually hit me with an overhand right, which pissed me off because I'm watching the thing. He had two 10-second knockouts with an overhand right. First punch he threw, I knew it was coming. He landed it. I was so mad, but I think it
did it stun you, or were you just pissed off that he got?
Yeah, I was pissed off. I mean, I think he went, uh-oh.
Like, oh fuck, I couldn't knock him out.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, that didn't hurt him. Oops." So
and that made you mad. So then you turned the shit around and went.
Yeah, so I won that fight, and you know, kind of been on to everything else. I love the sport. So
what did you like more? Was it standing up, or was it getting the motherfucker on the ground and pound?
Well, I always like standing up. I always thought that's where I could finish the fight the easiest.
So you would get off the ground to get back. You would let somebody off the ground to get up to finish him.
Oh yeah, I let guys up plenty of times. Oh no, back up. Okay, come back up. I'm coming down there.
I want some of that action from there.
Oh yeah, you know, and that's just where I felt I could finish it the best. I mean, as far as training goes, the newest thing to me was I've been doing martial arts since I was 12, wrestling since I was 14, and the newest thing to me was jiu-jitsu. So that was the most fun for me to train.
And what's the difference between that for those who don't know what jiu-jitsu is? Is that just a form of pressure points?
The jiu-jitsu is pretty much the ground fighting. It's where your submission holds and you get. I spent a lot of time working on getting off the bottom, and I just didn't.
So fighting from your back, because Gracie was damn near the king of that shit. Right. This motherfucker had a robe on like me, and he just lay down, let motherfuckers jump on top of him, and before you know it, he didn't grab the nigga right here and did he.
Yeah, when they first came out, it was the first time, no one really knew what they was doing. And a lot of wrestlers, as a collegiate wrestler, some of your natural instincts are mistakes.
Because you giving up.
You give up something, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Oh.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Have you ever been in a position where somebody had you, like they was finna break your shit and you had to?
Not in a long time. But training when I was learning, but not a fight.
So the training was where you got your learning on what and not to give up.
I got submitted once, but I just went out. I wasn't gonna tap.
Oh, you just went.
I figured if I had enough left in me to
tap out, you can come up out of that.
I can try to fight to get out.
See that? Did you hear that? If I got enough energy to do this, I got enough energy to get him up off me. But a lot of y'all suckers just love just tapping out, just giving up.
Well, I understand, like, if it's an elbow or a knee and you tap to that, the reason you're doing that is because if they have it and it's done, if you pop that, you're not fighting for 6 months. You might not never be right again. Your knee, same thing. So tap into those, but tap into a straight choke. Hey, man,
but the choke is more about, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
So you saying a joint is more important than breath? In the octagon, right?
But if I can think about that, it's not going to cause any permanent damage.
What? You know what I'm saying? I need to get that oxygen to the top of this thing, man. But that's your way of thinking as a true champion. Like, I'm not finna give you that. You gotta take that from me. I need to be laying dead right here or either halfway dead where they gotta slap me to wake me up. But I'm not finna, and then come up off the ground and be looking at my family like, I'm sorry, y'all.
I think probably the most embarrassing thing I've seen. Actually, I was telling this story. I felt bad. I was telling this. I was talking to Tito back when we used to train together, and I was talking to him, and I telling this story about watching a guy that we knew tap to strikes. I'm like, what a pussy taps to strikes, and I go, because he tapped to strikes against
you did
Shamrock. So I'm like, oh shit. Sorry.
In your eyes, who was the greatest pound-for-pound UFC fighter of all time?
I hate pound for pound this, but man, Anderson Silva was one of the best
for real.
For a long time.
Spider-Man?
Spider. He's one of the best. I mean, like all of us, he's getting a little older.
Older, yeah. That's why they're catching up to him.
But he's still dangerous everywhere he's at. So.
What about Jones? You like Jones?
He fights too safe.
He do?
Like, look, here's the problem.
Talk to me.
Like, it's like fighters today, like a lot of them, he's one of those guys, like GSP. I love GSP. He's a great fighter. He makes some really good guys look stupid. But he doesn't try to finish fights. He likes to go out, beat you, follow the game plan, make sure he wins the fight. And,
stretching his shit out.
I understand that from a manager's standpoint, from a coach's standpoint. I understand wanting him to do that. From a fan standpoint, I don't want to watch it.
No.
I don't want to watch you go out and do just enough to win.
And then win it by decision. I want you to fuck this motherfucker up and stand over him.
And I don't mind if you win by decision, but I just want you to try to finish him.
Okay.
Go after him. Try to hurt him. As I see guys get hurt guys pretty bad, and then just sit there and watch them. I'm like, what are you doing? He's a punch away from going out. I can see his eye. I mean, from the side, I can see his eyes. He's a punch away from going out.
That's why I say you a great trainer. That's not being taught apparently. If that's what you see in a lot of, it must not be taught.
A lot. There's some of these guys. What they want is be safe and win the fight. Business-wise, there's a lot of money involved now. So, business-wise and...
Oh, so you're saying he's trying to protect himself for the next fight as well, as opposed to going all out for this fight. I'm going to leave it all in the ring right now and finish him off.
Because there's always a chance if you're going all out that you get caught. You make a mistake, and then
But that's the thrill of it.
right. That's where it comes down to as a fan. That's what I like
That's
to see.
Me too.
I
When
want
both
you
of
to
y'all
get-
just
I
in that
want you guys to get
motherfucker,
after it.
boom, he hit, boom, watch out, Iceman, boom. Knocked his ass out. Stand over him. Go holler at your wife. Let her know it's over. Yeah, so Chuck, what is it about you in the car game? I heard that you really got a fond love for the, the car game.
I like fast
cars.
Yeah, I like I like acceleration. I think I've always, as a kid, I had a FC 750, and it was always just how fast it gets from I kind of like how fast it gets from 70 to 130, 40.
You ain't even say 0 to 100. This motherfucker said from 70 to 140. So we starting at 7. That's speed.
Yeah.
So you just an adrenaline rush. You love that right there.
Oh yeah. I like a lot of muscle cars. Got a couple buddies got some sick muscle cars, and they're fun to ride. But yeah, I Ferrari had the F430, but the new Italia. I mean, that thing. I rode that on the track.
430 Italia. How fast
The
that
Italia
going?
one, dude. My 430, and that wasn't the Italia. The Italia was the new one that came out after that. Mine. I did 155 in fourth.
He ain't even get to fifth yet.
And it's got 6. So.
Oh shit, man, please. I'm not riding with you, Chuck. I'll be right here when you get back. So look, I got this little situation with this video game, right? Need for Speed, and they got my character on there. They got a car on there they built for me, and it's one of those muscle cars. I want to see if you can get down with me, see if we can figure out how to play this little game. Where's that, Ian? Oh, you got police and shit on there? I see the police after me already. I ain't even started the car up. This is racial profiling going on, man. Look at this shit. I ain't even started the engine up. Get out of the goddamn car. For what? I ain't even got in yet. Put your hands up, you and Chuck. Oh, Chuck, we doing bad. They own us. Okay, this is the start of it. Oh, he got bounce too? You ever seen a Challenger do that? It's a Challenger customized with some fly rims, yellow body with the purple top, with Snoop Dogg inscribed in the back. You know what I'm saying? It goes up and down and up, round and round. With speed, when I hit this gas pedal right here, it's gonna take off. Watch this. Okay, come on.
It's crazy what they can do with video games now. This is on the phone. See, now this is why you need that big phone.
Yeah, because it'll look extra. It'll look extra special on
Big phone
there.
looks good.
That's that turbo. Me and Jim Morrison got a song together, Riders on the Storm. I remade one of their songs. They had the actual real vocals session, and we redid a song for Need for Speed for one of their soundtracks because it just was appropriate. I always wanted to work with Jim Morrison, you know what I'm saying? And,
That's sick.
yeah, to be able to get his vocals and my vocals at the same time. We had the original studio session for Riders of the Storm. Turned out to be a great song, and it was a great song to ride to drive to, too. When you're ready, push that button, and then you steer with, that's the gas pedal.
Huh?
No, you got to put your hand, you got to steer by actually.
Not just tap it with your thumb on the
Yeah.
side, like tap it.
Like hold it, like you driving, yeah, like that.
It's really good.
Yep, see how you holding it?
Okay.
Just like that.
Got it.
And if you want to go faster, go down and up. Get right behind the tail lights and go down and up. It's the turbo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just like that. Damn, Chuck, you driving all on the sidewalk.
I don't know. Take me a minute here.
Hey, put the kids up. This motherfucker, he all on the sidewalk with the pedestrians. That's right, y'all. Need for Speed, no limits, strictly for mobile. Be sure to pick that up when it comes out. Need for Speed, strictly for mobile use. That means on your phone, while you're moving and grooving, dipping and slipping, you can play the video game in the air, on the streets, in the classroom, in the car, whatever you want to do, man. It's strictly mobile. Need for Speed, no limits.
My bad. Okay. Hi guys, I'm Stormy Fronts, and I'm bringing you the forecast today for New York City. And it's gonna rain. Yay! You can't be gloomy. I know it's like a lot of clouds and stuff, but think of it as like weed up in the air and smoky. And then you get high, then fun stuff happen. You might get horny. Invite some chicks over, more than one maybe if you like. I don't know.
What charitable foundation do you work with?
I've done a lot of stuff. St. Jude's recently.
Oh,
the
yeah.
one we
The
did
Children's
we did a thing.
Hospital?
Yeah, AutoZone, and we did a thing raising money for them. And I went by and stopped by and saw did a walkthrough and thing, and it's one of those things. Walking through those kids, man, they're tough.
They are.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean,
But it's a great experience for you, for your soul and your spirit, to see these kids fight through what they're fighting through.
Oh yeah, and I had at the time when I walked through, I had an injury, and I was being all bummed about my injury, and I walked through. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
suck
not
it
complaining
up.
about that. I'm gonna suck
Yeah,
that up.
suck
That's
that
enough whining about my injury. So
That's a good thing. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions, right? And you can answer them to the best of your ability. This is called everyday people situations. What's the first thing you do or think of when you wake up?
nowadays, I gotta. It's usually my daughter waking me up, so I gotta go get her up and go feed her. So
Yeah,
she
get a
tap me
bowl
on the
of
forehead.
cereal
Come on, let's go.
together.
I'm hungry.
It's
Dad, I'm
cereal
hungry.
time. Hurry up. Hot or cold?
Cold.
Favorite pair of shoes all time?
Actually, I got a pair of spiked Louis Vuitton shoes.
For real?
That pretty sick.
Now, who would have thought that Chuck Liddell would have said, all these motherfucking rappers I done had on here, ain't none of them motherfuckers said Louis Vuitton. Chuck come on here and say, yeah, Louis
But the
Vuitton.
only problem is, I'm telling you, every time I go out with these things on, it makes me want to kick people.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with it. Look, Chuck, you come
It's
from a
got
profession,
It's
man.
got spikes on the thing that, I mean, I did a show, fight size show, where we put it on our hand with the spikes, and you hit, and it showed how much more force there was on the points when you're wearing that thing. I'm thinking with my feet,
Oh,
I kick
wow.
that hard. I mean, I think it'll break bones. I kick your face, I think I'm crushing a cheek or something.
You got to put that in the next AutoZone commercial. Get him to do that for you. Let you illustrate that style. Chevrolet or Ford?
Ford.
Favorite sports team?
Green Bay Packers.
Weekends or weekdays?
Weekends.
If you could be stuck on an island for a whole year and could only listen to 3 albums, what would they be?
I go Journey's Greatest Hits. I'd probably, let's see, George Strait. And then I would probably go with, I'll go with Metallica.
Metallica?
Yeah.
You know, when I be out hanging out with all my friends, right, that come from Santa Barbara, they always tell me, they say, man, Snoop, this is an incredible song that we grew up listening to, man. When I play this shit, they lose their goddamn mind.
It's funny, I went to their concert, not long ago, and they kept trying to play their new music.
No.
And everybody's like, you can hear crickets in the crowd. It's like, come on, guys, you got 15 songs, just play those. You got that greatest hit album, just play those. That's all anyone wants to hear.
Please. That's a message to all you old school artists, and I'm taking this shit to heart too. Stop doing all that new shit and do the shit that we paid to see, man, the shit that we grew up on, the shit that everybody in the crowd know. You the only motherfucker that know that new shit, just you. Stop.
I mean, and Journey, man, I'm talking the kids know all the. I mean, the young kids know all that music too. It's
Yeah,
like,
because
but
they were raised by it. It's like
Yeah.
it's a generation thing where good music is passed down, it's handed down. What's your dream role?
I want to play. I want to play a comedy role. I want to be funny.
You do?
I try to be funny, but it doesn't work.
I'm gonna
very
write
much
you
for
some
me.
shit. I needed to know that. I'm gonna put you in one of my movies. We do a lot of funny shit. I'll write you something real fly. And get you in our thing, doing your thing, something real tough. But what would the character be based on? What is the role that you want to play? Like, I want to be a doctor in the movie, a lawyer, because I've been a thug already. I've been a thug, and I've been a thug. I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a physician, or something.
Well, yeah, those always seem like the no-brainer one. I can play a tough guy, the bad guy, the guy that's attack, the bodyguard.
Yeah.
I play those. Something other than that.
Yeah, something that you wouldn't expect, right?
Yeah, somewhere people go, oh, wait, why is he playing? What's he doing over there?
Yeah. Because I'd love to see you shed a tear on screen to tap into that emotion. You see, What's wrong to see Chuck Liddell go ahead and shed a few tears? That's one of you acting, man. They liable to give you an award behind that shit. I'm just sitting at the awards and the Golden Globe, the best crying scene in a movie, goes to Chuck Iceman Liddell. His first Golden Globe Award. For real. But I can cry in a movie. I've been able to, you know, control my emotions. My characters don't allow me to cry because, like he said, I used to play a tough guy, bad guy, thug, or something that, you know, requires me to be, you know, tougher than the average. But I do want to shed a tear on screen as well. Maybe we'll be able to cry together. For real. That's some real fun. Church, preach, tabernacle.